Hi, I'm going to show you how to Ewrap cast on for a flat panel on the 36-inch, 5/8 inch gauge Universal S Loom by CinDWood looms. I'm going to just cast on using Ewrap, and to start that, since I'm doing a flat panel, I'm going to cast on with this beam peg 1, so that if I were to cast on the entire loom, I would know that the last colored peg, since I'm working as a flat panel, would be my turning peg where I would need to come back and work the opposite way. So when you're working a flat panel, you're going to cast on one direction and then turn and cast on a different direction. Now you don't need to cast on all of the pegs for the flat panel. I'm going to show you how, just as an example, how I'm going to cast on 20 pegs using Ewrap. If you wanted to, you could do all of the pegs for like a larger blanket. You could cast on 40 pegs for shawls. Really, it's up to you. I'm going to do an Ewrap cast on, and I'm going to show you how to begin then with a purl row using a slip stitch edge, which I use a lot for casting on blankets and shawls. It gives a nice, it's an easy way to cast on, and the garter stitch doing with an Ewrap and then a purl row prevents your edges from curling. So it's a great way to begin a lot of different projects. So to cast on, you could either place a slip knot, or you could take your working yarn and wrap it around the peg that's the anchor peg, and then you just simply, I'm doing the Ewrap cast on, so I'm Ewrapping coming from the back of the peg, 1, 2, and then I'm casting on, and this is just the Ewrap cast on. And I'm doing just the Ewrap stitch. This is just the stitch. We're not actually knitting yet. And like I said, I'm going to just do up to 20 pegs. If I was going to make a blanket, I'd use all the pegs. So I have peg 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now I'm going to go back and double check that I counted right. Yeah, and I've now casted on 20 pegs. So my last stitch I've casted on with an Ewrap is on peg 20. Now to begin doing a slip stitch edge afghan or shawl or whatever you're making, after you Ewrap cast on, you're going to start by skipping the first peg and purling the what is now the second peg, or I guess if you wanted to count it, it's peg 19, but I'm going to start over. So you're skipping the first peg and you're going to purl the second all the way through the end of the row. And